Welcome to FPL Cheat Sheet Briefing, the podcast that gives you a data-driven edge in the Fantasy Premier League.
Oh, it is so good to be back.
I mean, the wait is finally over, right? Gameweek 1 is literally less than 10 days away now, Friday, August 21st.
Yeah, the summer drought is officially ending.
It really is. And I have to confess, I have spent like the last few nights just obsessively generating drafts in the FPL Cheat Sheet Planner tool.
Just completely tweaking the settings, right?
Oh, yeah. Balancing the heavy-hitting premiums against, those sneaky differentials. It's totally consuming.
It really is.
But I've been urging everyone listening, you have to go try the tool yourself at FPLCheatSheet.com because, it's an absolute game changer.
It's where the foundation of a winning strategy is built on it.
Exactly. So look, today our mission is to basically cut through all that preseason noise.
Right, the spreadsheet overload.
Yeah. We're taking that massive stack of FPL cheat sheet data and distilling it down into a clear, actionable strategy for your Game Week 1 squad.
We have a seriously packed agenda today, too.
We do. We're going to reveal the official mini-league, break down the absolute truth about the fixture difficulty rating, and then navigate what has been, frankly, a summer of unprecedented managerial chaos.
So much chaos.
And finally, we'll execute a massive data deep dive into goalkeeper strategies and concrete rotation pairs.
I love it. Let's just jump right into that first item, because I know you've been waiting weeks to announce this.
Oh, I really have. I am thrilled to officially launch the FPL Cheat Sheet Mini League. It is completely free to enter, and the league code for you to join right now is AM2IKL. That's AM2IKL.
And we are incredibly proud to announce our official sponsor for the league this year, which actually ties perfectly into the theme of the season.
For sure.
With so many new managers in the Premier League trying to establish their tactical identity, we want you to establish yours. So we've partnered with Tifosi.se.
Such a great partnership.
Right. If you win our Manager of the Month title, you don't just get bragging rights on the leaderboard. You actually win a fully customizable shirt featuring your very own FPL team logo and name.
Direct from our brand new FPL Cheat Sheet merch shop. It is such a brilliant prize.
It really is.
And just a quick spotlight on Tifosi they produce, like high quality, fully customized sports gear. We are talking everything from small private orders to massive club requests.
Yeah, custom logos, specific text, the breathable athletic fabrics, literally everything you need.
Exactly. It's perfect for your own private mini leagues or even, outfitting your local Sunday league clubs. Their stuff is top tier and the pricing is fantastic.
It's a fantastic prize to chase, for sure.
Yeah.
But to win that custom shirt, you need a strategy.
You do.
And the foundation of any FPL strategy begins with the schedule. But here is the critical issue we see year after year. In the data, most FPL managers are reading the schedule completely wrong.
Okay, wait, explain the mechanics of that to me. Because on the surface, the fixture difficulty rating, the FDR, it seems idiot-proof, right?
You think so?
Like, green is an easy fixture, red is a hard fixture. What is the underlying mistake people are actually making here?
Well, mistake lies in how managers interpret the extremes of the FDR model.
Yeah.
They treat the color coding as an absolute law across all 20 teams.
Right.
But you have to understand how FDR is calculated.
Yeah.
It's largely based on historical goals scored, goals conceded, home versus away form, that sort of thing. A massive mistake is overweighting that FDR data for the absolute best and worst teams in the league.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, if you look at the raw underlying data, elite teams are going to dictate possession and create high expected goal, or XG chances, regardless of the venue.
Because they're elite.
Exactly. They will perform well and win matches even when their fixtures are colored red. And conversely, poor teams lack the defensive solidity to prevent chances, meaning they are going to struggle and drop points even when their schedule is a sea of green.
Okay, so it's exactly like managing a stock portfolio. Like, you don't constantly trade your reliable blue chip stocks, your elite premium players, just because the daily news cycle looks a little bumpy.
Right, you hold those.
You hold those because they generate compounding long-term value. You don't bench a premium asset just because they have a red away game.
Precisely.
But you use the market data to actively trade the volatile mid-cap stocks to maximize your weekly returns.
That is the perfect analogy. The true value of the FDR tool isn't in telling you what to do with your elite premiums. The secret is looking at the FDR versus league metric to analyze the mid-table teams.
Ah, the mid-table.
Yeah. These are the squads that possess enough quality to consistently beat the bottom clubs, but They reliably lose to the top-tier clubs.
Right. So the goal for your squad is to hold those premium blue-chip players long-term, but use the FDR to spot fixture swings for the mid-priced assets.
Exactly. You rotate those mid-cap players into your starting 11 when their schedule turns green, and you ship them out or bench them when it turns red.
So we lock in the heavy hitters, and we just sort of surf the fixture waves with our mid-table guys.
You got it.
But let's look at the reality of this specific season. Because the fixtures dictate the strategy, sure, but the managers dictate the true difficulty of those fixtures.
Oh, absolutely.
And we are looking at a record number of new managers this summer, which kind of makes me wonder, is the historical data feeding those FDR algorithms completely obsolete right now?
Well, I mean, it is the defining challenge of this season.
Yeah.
And it's exactly why you can't just blindly trust last year's spreadsheet.
Right.
We have seen massive shockwaves across the Premier League. Let's just run through the data and the tactical implications real quick.
Let's do it.
Over at Chelsea, Xabi Alonso made his return to the Premier League on July 1st after his incredible stint at Real Madrid.
Huge news.
At Liverpool, Andoni Iraola arrived on June 4th from Bournemouth to take over a completely new tactical build at Anfield. And at Manchester City, Enzo Maresca took over on June 29th, officially replacing Pep Guardiola.
Okay, I have to stop you there and push back on the City situation.
Go for it.
Manchester City without Pep Guardiola, doesn't that just mean total unpredictable chaos for FPL managers? We are losing the architect of the most dominant team in the league.
I know, it sounds scary. But what's fascinating here is that it might be the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah, this is what we are calling the City paradox. You have to ask why Pep was so frustrating for us as FPL managers.
Because he rotated everyone constantly.
Exactly. He constantly tweaked his system based on the specific opponent, leading to massive rotation.
Yeah.
But what if Maresca's arrival actually ends the infamous Pep Roulette?
Oh, wow.
Maresca is known for a much more rigid, defined starting 11. If he comes in and establishes a clear hierarchy, premium assets at City become absolute gold.
That makes total sense.
Right. Suddenly, a goalkeeper like Donnarumma or an attacking defender like Verbruggen become essential, stable week-in, week-out picks rather than weekly rotation risks. You are getting City's elite underlying numbers with guaranteed 90-minute appearances.
Wow. City assets that actually play 90 minutes every week. It feels like a cheat code we haven't had access to in years.
It really does.
Okay, so what about the other major shifts? How do these new tactical systems actually change the rest of the FPL landscape?
Let's look at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Andoni Iraola plays a very specific, aggressive, vertical pressing system. He doesn't just want possession. He wants to win the ball high up the pitch and instantly transition into scoring chances.
Right.
The question you have to ask is, well, who benefits from this? It usually elevates dynamic, pressing forwards and high-energy box-to-box midfielders, turning defensive actions into instant offensive returns.
Interesting.
Then you look at Xabi Alonso at Chelsea. We know from his time at Bayer Leverkusen that he utilizes a very distinct 3-4-2-1 system.
Right. His system is famous for pushing the wingbacks incredibly high up the pitch.
Exactly. The wingbacks in Alonso's system are essentially playing as traditional wingers, arriving late in the box to score or assist. But in FPL, they are still classified as defenders.
Which means they get 4 points for a clean sheet on top of their attacking returns.
Exactly. If Alonso implements that identical system at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's wingbacks instantly become premium FPL assets.
And it doesn't even stop at the top of the table. We have Marco Rose at Bournemouth. Oliver Glasner is taking over Nottingham Forest and likely installing a much more rigid defensive structure.
Yeah.
Pierre Sage is at Crystal Palace, Gary O'Neill is at Ipswich, and Alvaro Arbeloa is running a completely experimental setup at Fulham.
It's wild.
I mean, Michael Carrick has finally stabilized Manchester United, and Roberto De Zerbi is settled at Spurs, but almost half the league is under new management.
Which means your ability to adapt to these new tactical realities in August is going to completely define your season.
For sure.
Can we trust Gary O'Neill's defense in Ipswich to provide cheap 4.0 million bench enablers? Will Arbeloa's experimental Fulham be a defensive sieve or a surprise package? The historical FDR data just can't tell you that yet. You have to watch the preseason tape and understand the tactical intent.
Right. And if managerial chaos makes predicting clean sheets harder for elite teams, that completely changes how we approach the most volatile, unique position in the game, goalkeepers.
Ah, yes, goalkeepers.
Armed with this understanding of fixtures and new managers, I was looking at the FPL Cheat Sheet players list, and I swear I found the ultimate hack to save budget.
I have a feeling I know exactly where this is going.
Just listen to this data point. Sunderland's goalkeeper, Ellborg. He is priced at the absolute rock bottom, 4.5 million, but he has the highest average expected points, XP, in the entire game at 4.64.
Right.
Why on earth would I spend 6.8 million on a premium keeper when I can just plug a 4.5 million guy with better underlying numbers into every single draft?
And this is exactly why you have to understand the mechanisms behind the data, not just the top-line number. You need to apply the right filters, otherwise you are literally looking at phantom data.
Phantom data. How can the site's own expected points metric be phantom data?
Because you aren't looking at his xStart percentage filter.
Oh.
If you dig into Ellborg's actual match history, he only played 3 matches at the very end of last season. In those 3 specific matches, Sunderland faced a total barrage of shots. He performed brilliantly, made a ton of saves, and hauled in maximum bonus points.
Right. Okay.
That tiny sample size skewed his average XP through the roof. But if you look at his xStart percentage for game week 1 of this season, it is sitting at exactly 0%. He is the backup.
Wait, 0%. So he's not even going to be on the pitch to earn those expected points.
Precisely. If you don't filter him out using the xStart percentage tool on the FPL Cheat Sheet site, your algorithm is going to scream at you to buy a player who will sit on the bench for 38 weeks.
Wow.
The golden takeaway here is that you must always use the xStart percentage filter to find true, guaranteed starting options before you even begin analyzing expected points or FDR.
Okay, consider me completely humbled. Always filter by xStart. So now that we are looking at the filtered, accurate data for guys who actually play,
Wow.
how do we build our game week 1 goalkeeper strategy?
Yeah.
Because honestly, my instinct is just to buy any 2 starting 4.5 million keepers, close my eyes, and randomly guess who plays each week based on vibes.
That is a fantastic way to ruin your rank by game week 3.
Fair enough?
You need a defined structural strategy and the data points to 3 concrete approaches you can take. Let's break them down.
Let's do it.
Strategy A is the premium set and forget. This is where you pay up for absolute certainty and elite defensive structures. You are looking at David Raya at Arsenal for 6.0 million, who scored a massive 162 points last season.
Huge numbers.
Or, go back to our City discussion, Donnarumma at 5.5 million, who scored 135 points.
The logic here makes sense, right? If you are paying premium prices for a goalkeeper, you play them every single week, regardless of the fixture.
Exactly.
You don't spend 6.0 million to bench them against Liverpool. You just pair them with the absolute cheapest 4.0 million non-playing backup you can find to save cash.
Right.
Like Dubravka, who moved to Tottenham but is highly unlikely to start over Vicario or Kinski.
Exactly right. You never leave premium money sitting on your bench. It restricts your ability to upgrade your midfield.
But I do have a massive red flag I want to raise for anyone locking in David Raya for Strategy A. The Arsenal defense was an absolute clean sheet magnet last year, but right now William Saliba is injured.
That is a big deal.
We know from the tactical breakdowns that without Gabriel's primary center-back partner, Arsenal struggles to maintain their incredibly high defensive line. They might concede more low XG chances, which compromises their clean sheet potential early on.
It really does.
That 6.0 million price tag feels a lot heavier if they're conceding sloppy goals in August.
That is a phenomenal tactical read, and it perfectly highlights why Strategy B might be much more appealing to managers this year.
Okay, what's Strategy B?
Strategy B is the rotations.
Yeah.
This relies heavily on that FDR mid-table analysis we discussed earlier.
Right, surfing the fixture waves.
Exactly. The first variation of Strategy B is the 5.8 million plus 4.5 million rotation. For example, our FPL cheat sheet data really likes pairing Lammens at Manchester United, who is 5.0 million, with Leno at Fulham, who is 4.5 million.
Why those 2 specific teams, though?
It's all about how their schedules intertwine. United looks incredibly stable defensively under Michael Carrick, and they have strong early fixtures.
Okay.
But when United inevitably hits a tough, red-colored away fixture, say, away to Arsenal or City Fulham, almost perfectly mirrors them by having an easier green-colored fixture at home. They cover each other's blind spots week by week.
That's brilliant. If we are looking at the 5.0 million bracket, who else is viable?
Kelleher at Brentford is a great option. He scored 143 points last year and operates behind a very solid mid-block defense. Roofs at Sunderland is another one to watch.
Nice.
But I would strongly advise avoiding Pope in Newcastle right now. There's just too much tactical instability there under the new setup to trust a 5.0 million asset.
Okay, but what if I want to save even more money to fund, say, Erling Haaland and Mo Salah? What about a 4.5 plus 4.5 rotation?
That's a popular rip.
Doesn't spending 9.0 million total on goalkeepers tie up funds I could be using to upgrade my fourth midfielder?
It does require investment, but this is the second variation of strategy B, and it is highly effective if planned with a specific chip in mind. Our primary data recommendation is pairing Georgi Petrovic at Bournemouth with Verbruggen at Brighton.
Okay.
Both are 4.5 million, and crucially, both are guaranteed starters.
Let's unpack this roadmap because I really want to understand how this works week by week.
So if you look at their fixtures, the rotation maps out beautifully. You play Verbruggen in Game Week 1 because he is at home against Aston Villa.
Got it.
You rotate to Petrovic in Game Week 2 because Bournemouth is at home against Everton. You go back to Verbruggen in Game Week 3 against Leeds. And then here is the absolute kicker. You use your bench boost chip in Game Week 4.
Wait, Game Week 4. Take a second to explain the exact mechanism of the bench boost for newer managers, because deploying it in Game Week 4 is a very aggressive early strategy.
It is aggressive, yeah. The bench boost chip allows you to score points from all 15 players in your squad, including your 4 bench players, for one single game week.
And usually people save it for double game weeks later in the year.
Exactly. But if you play in Game Week 4, look at the fixtures. Verbruggen plays Coventry, who have terrible underlying attacking data, and Petrovic plays Brentford. You have 2 active starting goalkeepers with fantastic green fixtures in the exact week you activate your chip. It maximizes your floor.
That is absolute perfection. You get 2 starting keepers with great fixtures when you play your chip, and you save a full $1 million in budget compared to buying a 6.0 million premium like Raya.
Exactly.
But let me throw one more scenario at you. What if I just want 0 stress, 0 transfers wasted on goalkeepers, and guaranteed starts even if someone gets injured?
Then you bypass rotations entirely and deploy strategy C, the club handcuff. You take a starting 4.5 million keeper, and you pair them with their exact 4.0 million backup from the same club.
Ah, I love this one.
Yeah, if your starting keeper gets a sudden injury in warm-ups or gets a red card, their backup automatically subs in for your FPL team. You have absolute safety without ever having to waste a precious free transfer to fix a goalkeeper issue.
It's the ultimate insurance policy. So we know the structural strategies, but to really master this, we need to talk about how these guys actually accumulate points.
Right, the scoring.
Because a save is worth points, but a clean sheet is worth more. What's the golden rule here for evaluating who will actually score well?
You have to understand the FPL scoring mechanics. Goalkeepers get 4 points for a clean sheet and 1 point for every 3 saves they make in a match.
Yeah.
Elite keepers at top clubs rely almost entirely on that 4-point clean sheet because their defense just prevents shots. They might only make 1 or 2 saves a game. Weaker keepers, however, concede goals, which wipes out the clean sheet points, but they face a barrage of shots, allowing them to rack up save points.
So mechanically, you're either betting on a brick wall or you are betting on a guy standing in a shooting gallery.
Exactly. But the FPL holy grail, the absolute sweet spot, is a keeper who gets both. You want a 4.5 million keeper playing behind a defense that allows a high volume of low-quality shots from outside the box. A keeper who faces enough weak shots to get 3, 6, or 9 save points, but still miraculously holds on for the 0-0 or 1-0 clean sheet.
That makes total sense.
When that happens, their FPL score skyrockets, and they almost always sweep all 3 bonus points at the end of the match.
But you have to draw a line, right? Like, you don't want a keeper from a team that is just getting decimated inside their own penalty area every single week.
You absolutely must avoid what we call punching bag teams. If a team's defensive structure is so core that they are conceding 3 or 4 high XG goals a match, it doesn't matter if the keeper makes 6 saves.
Right, because of the minus points.
Exactly. The negative points for goals conceded will completely wipe out the save points, and you'll end up with a 1-point return. You are targeting mid-table stability, not relegation fodder.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. We have covered so much ground today. So just to crystallize our mission when you are building your Game Week 1 squads, ignore the extremes in the FDR and focus on those mid-table fixture swings.
Yes.
Watch the tactical setups of these new managers like Maresca, Iraola, and Alonso incredibly closely in preseason. Do not buy players based on phantom expected points. Always filter your data by xStart percentage.
Crucial step.
And finally, commit to a defined goalkeeper strategy, whether it's the premium set and forget, a tactical fixture rotation, or the absolute safety of the club handcuff.
And remember, understanding the data is just the beginning of your preseason prep.
Oh, absolutely. Coming up in our next deep dives, we are going to tear into the defenders, midfielders, and forwards. We will be looking at which underlying metrics actually translate to FPL points.
Can't wait for that.
Plus, we will be doing full team reveals and a complete step-by-step tutorial on using the planner tool to decide between premium-heavy builds and differential strategies.
If I can leave you with one final provocative thought to mull over as you tweak your drafts for Game Week 1.
Let's hear it.
We talked heavily about the managerial merry-go-round. With nearly half the league under new management, you really have to ask yourself, is the traditional FDR tool actually broken for these first 5 weeks?
Oh, wow.
If we are judging Fulham's or Palace's difficulty based on last year's goals conceded data, we're rating the badge on the shirt, not Alvaro Arbeloa's or Pierre Sorge's completely untested new tactical systems.
That's such a good point.
In a season of total managerial chaos, the most valuable FPL skill you can have won't be reading the historical spreadsheet. It will be reacting to the new tactical reality faster than anyone else in your mini-league.
That is a terrifying and thrilling thought to end on. You really have to trust your eyes to validate the algorithms in August. Thank you all for joining us on this deep dive. Get into the mini league using code AM2I-KLL. Start defining your strategy in those drafts. And remember, no more spreadsheets, just cheat sheet.